Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Thursday, April 25th, 2018, and I'm Sabrina Rodriguez. Welcome to our Texan TV newscast. In an email from Dr. Mike Lease, the smokestack is being lit purple tonight in honor of the Tarleton women's golf team, which continues its run for dominance in the Lone Star Conference by winning an LSC record 11th conference championship. The Texans shattered the LSC record for lowest team score in a 36-hole tournament, shooting a .571. The old conference record set by the Texans in 2009 was .585. This is the Texans' third straight LSC championship and their 10th in the last 11 seasons. In local news, last night during Stephenville City Council meeting, the councils approved all 14 proposed charter amendments in a vote, with 1 no on amendments 1, 2, and 3 from Councilman Alan Nix. According to the Empire Tribune, the most significant of the implications being the reduction of the number of council members from 8 to 6, which increased each member's term in office from 2 to 3 years, and a 1-year hiatus after members has served 2 consecutive years in the same office. While the board approved of these changes, they will be added to the November ballot where the community can vote on them following the meeting. Councilman Rhett Harrison said, someone once told me it's really not up to the council. It needs to be up to the voters. I think every one of these are worthy to be on the ballot. Let's let the voters decide. For more information regarding the logistics of the amendments, visit www.stephenvilletx.com. And now, today's Texas, national, and international news from the Associated Press. Dallas police say they have arrested a suspect in the shooting that happened about 4:15 p.m. at a home improvement store. The arrest came just before 10 p.m. after a lengthy car chase involving officers of various law enforcement agencies. KDFW Fox 4 News, Dallas-Fort Worth, has more.
All 3 officers are out of surgery. That is the 2 police officers from Dallas and our loss prevention officer from Home Depot. They're out of surgery, and we're asking for your continued prayers for them and their families. I want to take this opportunity to thank the officers for an outstanding job. All of our support from our surrounding state, local, and federal officers throughout the Metroplex for bringing this individual to custody. They were in the area of Southeast Dallas, and they observed a vehicle fitting the description of the wanted vehicle. They gave a pursuit, and they pursued this individual through the area of Northwest Dallas, where they apprehended him and a passenger, a female, that are both detained and were taken into custody. Mr. Armando Luis Jerez was arrested. He's facing multiple counts, a warrant for multiple counts of aggravated assault on a police officer. He had an outstanding warrant on felony theft as well. Going forward, we will be making sure that this individual is questioned and taken to Loose Sterrett for processing.
I want to thank our Dallas police tonight. They have taken a punch and they've come out fighting, and they've brought someone into custody that we are very, very proud of them. A lot of people worked very hard. Thank you, Chief. Thank you to all your deputies and all the patrol officers out there to make sure that it was safely done, and we got our man.
In national news, Tuesday, a federal judge ruled against the Trump administration's decision to end a program that protects immigrants who arrived in the United States as children. U.S. District Judge John D. Bates said the decision by the Department of Homeland Security to end deferred action for childhood arrivals, or DACA, was arbitrary and capricious. DACA allowed immigrants who arrived illegally as children to stay and work under a renewable permit. Bates gave DHS 90 days to explain how DACA is unlawful. If the department cannot come up with the reason, he wrote that they must continue processing new as well as renewal applications. Bates is the 3rd judge to rule against the administration plan to end the program. For more of today's national and international news, we turn to the AP News Minute.
This is AP News Minute. President Donald Trump said his pick for Veterans Affairs Secretary might want to withdraw after allegations surfaced about inappropriate workplace behavior. Trump said he'd stand behind Dr. Ronnie Jackson, but questioned why Jackson would want to put up with the scrutiny, which Trump characterized as unfair. It's been a day of pomp and ceremony at the White House, with President Trump hosting French President Emmanuel Macron on Macron's first full day in Washington. Speaking in the Oval Office, Trump declared that if the Iranians, quote, restart their nuclear program, they will have bigger problems than they've ever had before. Meanwhile, Iran's foreign minister warned the Trump administration that a U.S. withdrawal from the nuclear deal would undermine talks with North Korea by proving that America reneges on its promises. And he said if the U.S. withdraws, Iran would most likely abandon the deal as well. Officials at Illinois' Brookfield Zoo say an eastern black rhino has undergone what's believed to be the first CT scan ever performed on this species. The zoo says the rhino, named Layla, has abnormal tissue inside her nasal passageway, and the zoo brought in heavy equipment to help move the 2,300-pound animal. Ned Barker, Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
In sports, the NBA playoffs continue, and while most expect to watch the Rockets, Cavs, and Warriors continue until the conference finals, the Philadelphia 76ers continue their Cinderella story by winning Game 5, 104-91 over the Miami Heat. This win caps off the series, with Philadelphia moving on to the play. The winners of Milwaukee and Boston. Just 2 seasons ago, the 76ers won only 10 games and are moving on to the second round of the playoffs for only the second time since 2012. The playoffs continue tonight with Wizards versus Raptors, Pacers versus Cavs, and Timberwolves versus the Rockets. For the weather, the Larry Joe Taylor Music Festival continues, but the beautiful weather we've seen over the past week will not. The high for today will reach around 60 degrees, with showers and thunderstorms expected to move through the area most of the afternoon. Headed into the evening, rain will settle in, and we can expect temperatures to drop into the 40s going through the night into the early morning. This has been a production of Texan TV News, a product of the Texan News Service from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas. Watch us live on Apogee Channel 2.1 in the dorms at 12:30 weekdays, and if you live off campus, tune in on Northlink Cable Channel 9. You can follow the Texan News Service on Facebook and Twitter, and check out our website at www.texannews.net for all of your latest local, state, national, and international news. Today's broadcast was produced by Daryl Eubank, Victoria Brown, Rachel Hawley, Joel Leach, and Caitlin Rivera. Have a wonderful day, Texans.